Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here. In today's video, I'll be talking about the news from John Keim that it is expected that the owners will approve Josh Harris on Thursday and some information on press conferences and stuff like that. And I'll go over some Madden ratings that were released today. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Also hit that like button and that notification bell as well so you never miss a video. So we are a few days away from the NFL owners voting on if Josh Harris will become a new owner and Dan Snyder will be not kicked out, but he'll be out of the league in terms of being an NFL owner. And there were some reports from the Washington Post that there was some snags and the approval could be delayed, but John Keim in his podcast said, he's on vacation for a bit, so he couldn't really talk about, that on his podcast, but he said that, he checked in with people and he said, there aren't really any snags and he thinks that it'll get approved on the 20th, which is 3 days away. They're not going to, I believe it's the 20th. Yeah. They're not going to fly out all the owners and stuff and have them all fly out in the middle of their off season, which is their more relaxing time, and have them fly out for nothing for that not to get approved. So he thinks it's going to be unanimously approved. Everyone's going to approve it, and after that Josh Harris will be the new owner of the Washington Commanders. And the next day he said he thinks they will have a press conference in at FedEx Field. I don't know if they'll allow fans to be there, but if they did, that would be really, really hype. I think a lot of people would go there, and it would just be a good way to start the next chapter of the Washington Commanders, story. I really think it would be. And the press conference, that is going to be, huge. I mean, because I expect this to be approved in I think it's 3 days is when the voting happens. We're expecting that to happen. But then after that, probably the next day, we'll have the press conference, and that's when you're really going to start to learn things about Josh Harris and stuff. I think that's going to be very telling in terms of what happened, what he's trying to do in the future. If I'm a reporter, and I talked about this on my live stream a couple of days ago with Abdullah from DMV Sports, so the first thing I'm going to ask him is, Josh Harris, you're going to be the new owner here. What are the first few things you're going to try to do to bring this franchise back to its former self, the glory days of, 70s, 80s, and even early 90s before Dan Snyder arrived? So, and just to clarify, the owners meeting to vote is scheduled for around 2 p.m. on Thursday. So that's when we're gonna hear everything. A few days away, but we're almost there. And again, a monumental time in Commanders Redskins football team history. And then the press conference, we're gonna find out. People are gonna ask about Jason Wright, about Ron Rivera, maybe even Eric Bieniemy and Jack Del Rio, some of the players, Sam Howell, stuff like that. Obviously, we're not gonna get a ton of telling answers there, but that'll be interesting. But I'm more interested to see okay, what are his plans for the facilities, for, the stadium, stuff like that, and, get his answers on that. But let's move on a little bit to, Madden ratings and then some rookie camp talk, or one rookies report, which happens soon. So Terry McLaurin rated a 92 overall. He's finally getting the respect he deserves. He got that Pro Bowl last year. 92 is pretty high. I mean, he's higher than A.J. Brown and CeeDee Lamb, which I agree with CeeDee Lamb, but A.J. Brown is a little bit interesting that he's over him, because A.J. Brown did have 1,500 yards last year and over 10 touchdowns. I thought he was going to be a 94, 95 plus, so to have him at a 91 below Terry, for me, is a little bit questionable. I think he should be a little bit higher, and a lot of people are complaining about that, but I think Terry's properly rated at 92, which is the 8th ranked receiver in the league. I think he's around that range, 7 to 10 is where I think he's at, and they have him at 8. So if they want to put A.J. Brown, if people are saying, A.J. Brown should be higher, that's fine. Put him a few overall higher, and Terry would still be the 9th best receiver in the NFL according to Madden. Again, Madden doesn't really matter. It's just how some of these, people view the players on the Commanders. Cam Curl, 83, might be a little bit low for some people. I don't know. I think that's kind of fair. I would probably have him a little bit higher. I know he's not in the top 10 or not even close. I would probably put him at like an 86. I don't think there is a one overall difference between him and Derek Forrest. I think Derek Forrest 82 is pretty respectable, but I would put Cam Curl at like 86, and I think Derek Forrest at a 80. 82 is honestly a little high. I know he had a good season, but he was up and down. To have one overall difference between the two doesn't really sit well with me. Curtis Samuel at an 82 is perfect. I think he's in that low 80s range, 81 to 84. I think he's around that. Jahan Dotson, I know he didn't have an insane rookie year and he missed some games, but 77 is really, really low, and I think he'll blow that out of the water. Like, I think next year at this time, he's going to be 10 overalls higher, maybe, than he is now. And then the rest of the guys, nothing crazy. Quan Martin, 73. Terrell Burgess, 72. De'Ami Brown, 71. Jeremy Reeves, 69. And Dax Milne, 67. And then Sam Howell, I believe I saw, was a 66. Very low, but it is what it is. He's the quarterback. He was a fifth-round pick last year and, played one game last year. So it is what it is. It's understandable, and we'll see how he looks coming up into this year. And a lot of these ratings will be different. Some of them will be the same, though. And then the last thing that we'll talk about, training camp for the rookies starts on Friday. The day we've all been waiting for is Thursday, where Josh Harris becomes the official new owner of the Commanders. So that day, Friday, or the 21st, is when rookies report. So I don't know if they'll do anything. They might do some small drills and, stretches and meetings and stuff, but, they won't do a ton before actual training camp starts. But they might do a little bit the next few days. But the first day, it's probably a lot of light stuff. And then after that's when they really, really start to get going. But yeah, Thursday's the big day, 2 p.m. We'll get that notice. And hey, it'll be a good day to be a Commanders fan. Maybe I'll do a live stream right then. And then Friday is the press conference and rookies reporting. So that's when stuff gets real. That's when we really start to have a lot of content for you guys. And, I definitely will be breaking down that press conference because I think it's huge. I think that is absolutely huge. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. A little bit quick, but yeah, appreciate you watching, and peace, guys.